Good afternoon. Sam and I hope you had a great PD today on math vocabulary. We both created some short videos. Sam is going to talk about teaching math vocabulary, and I'm going to show you a tool that you can use K through 4 with your students to show mastery besides using a paper, pencil, or digital test, but to actually show application of math vocabulary. So we're going to start with the first one, which is illustrative math and some strategies that you can use through Sam. So I'm going to turn it over to Sam here, and he's going to walk you through his part of the presentation.
Hello, everybody. Hi, great Charles staff especially. Welcome to my very first flipped lesson. I'm going to try to make this just as clear and succinct as possible. I'm going to be coming to you on February 9th and looking a little bit more in detail about the work you're doing with math vocabulary. And I know on February 2nd, which is today, you're looking at this template. You're identifying vocabulary that's important in the standards, strand by strand. And then towards the end of this template, you're going to be thinking about vocabulary for prerequisite, for the prerequisite grade level, as well as vocabulary that could be used on I-step testing, perhaps, if you're 3rd and 4th grade. This last one is where I'm zeroing in today. What are some strategies I can use to develop math vocabulary in my classroom? And I've just got 2 of those real quickly. I'm going to give you 2 ideas, and then I'm going to show you a couple of resources related to vocabulary on the DOE website. The first strategy I'd like to suggest is simply have each student explain what the important vocabulary means in their own words and give 2 examples of an example, and give 2 examples or an example and a non-example. And I know all of you are so familiar with how you develop vocabulary using kind of Marzano techniques, the Freyer model, those kinds of things. Kirsten is going to be asking you to consider using technology as a vehicle for students to explain and give examples of vocabulary. My only contribution to this strategy is simply to look at one example using the resources I know you were using on February 2nd. So let's go to the DOE website quickly. And here we're at the standards page, and I'm going to go to the 3rd grade standards with resources. And I'm going to look at number sense standard 3, which is understanding fractions. I want to go through a specific example because I know you're using this resource, and I just want to give you my own opinion about what they've identified as important vocabulary. And I'm kind of going a little bit different direction. In this one, you'll see that they've highlighted partitioned and quantity, and when you read this closely, I think they missed the boat totally. I think the important words in this vocabulary that get at the real meaning are the words fraction. I would like kids to explain for me what is a fraction. And in order to do that, they've got to give a clear understanding. They've got to communicate that clear understanding about what the whole is. Once they get those ideas, I think they're ready to do this partitioned and even go as far as what the standard is talking about with the quantity formed for these unit fractions. So in order to explain what I'm thinking, I'm going to jump right into my second strategy that I'd like to suggest. So strategy number 2 is to say, let's not just have students give a definition and examples or non-examples, but let's actually have them apply it in a problem or a performance task. So that's where we're going over to Illustrative Mathematics real quickly. And I'm going to go to this link given right here on the DOE document. And here we've jumped right into a performance task aligned to this standard. It is for 3rd graders, obviously, and it says Mrs. Francis drew a picture on the board. And you guys can see this here. There's 2 small green squares shaded and 4 that aren't. Then she asked her students what fraction it represents. I'm not going to go through and kind of dissect this whole problem, but I am going to tell you I want you to read it carefully, especially if you're a third grade teacher, because what ends up happening is, based on an understanding of what whole is, all three of these students' representations are correct. Emily says it's 2/6, Raj says it's 2/3, and Alejandra says it's 2 wholes. All three are absolutely correct, because it's ambiguous what the whole is, and when students interpret the whole as being different things, they're correct. And when you read the commentary, that's exactly what the author of this item is drawing out. So my second strategy is, in addition to having students define words and give examples in their own words, is simply give them a performance task where they're applying the vocabulary in a problem situation, in this case, that really gets a deep understanding. So with that, the last thing I'd like to show you are a couple of resources on the Department of Ed website. So I'm just going to hit the back arrow a couple times, and I'm going down to the bottom of the page where there are some links. And I've got two I'd like to just show you real quick. One is this K-12 Mathematics Glossary and Vocabulary. I'll quickly open that in a new tab. And I just want you to see that all the vocabulary are there, really succinct, precise definitions. Those are ones you would like to review and use in your own instruction, as well as ones you'd love kids using this terminology in their own definition. So that's a handy document to look at precise, clear definitions of math vocabulary. I'm going back to one other, and this is a link that says Interactive Math Vocabulary. I just want to show you this so quick. If you go here, this looks to me like something from the UK. Anytime I see stuff on the internet that talks about a maths dictionary and have the word plural, that's kind of like a giveaway. And what is so great about this website is, that Department of Ed actually links to as well, is it gives examples that are interactive that kids can go and find. So that's the only couple of resources related to vocabulary. And with that, I think I've given you everything I wanted to give you in this little flipped PD lesson.
Okay, so now you're going to learn about a new tool called Seesaw. Once you download this app from the App Store, within the app you have a QR reader. This is how you will join our class. And from there, I'll let the video take over and you can learn about Seesaw. Okay, so today we're going to learn about Seesaw, but from the student side. Here's where you will go to sign in to create a class account. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. And I've already created an account called Charles, so you are all my students. But what I want to do is give you the student experience. How are your students going to log in? So from the teacher dashboard, your students will log in with their iPads in the app. They can either scan this code, you could have it printed off on their desk, you could have it in a center, or you can put it on your smart board and they can come up and scan it, or you can give them a text class code to go to the website and enter this. But notice it's only active for 15 minutes. So if you're going to use this at a center, which I think it's really good to use during center time, you won't be able to do this active link. You'll want to just do this QR code. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this up and then I'm going to pull over my iPad here. So this is my iPad. The class Seesaw app is here. Should be on your iPad cards now. I'm going to be a student, so I'm going to click here, I'm a student, and it's going to say, how do you want to log in? Do you want to use that text code? Or check it out, you have your QR code right here within your reader. So what you will need to do is you will need to download the app on your school iPad, and then you go to this app, and you will want to click on the QR code that I have embedded within this presentation. So I'm just going to push this down for a minute. I'm going to go get my QR code here, and it's going to connect me to the class. So now I'm in, and I'm going to go down, and I'm going to pick my name on the iPad. So I'm just going to click my name here, and I'm signed in. It's easy as that. There's no username. There are no passwords. That's it. So Sam gave you some examples of how to show mastery or how to teach math vocabulary. I want to show you how you can get mastery from students without having to do a paper pencil test. So today we're going to do a drawing, and when I click drawing, the students get a screen that looks like this. They're going to hit the record button down here, and it's going to record their voice, and it's going to record what they're drawing. So I'm just going to give you an example of what K through 4 students can do. I'm going to hit the record button. So today I'm going to talk to you about the word sum. Sum is the joining of 2 or more numbers. So in this instance, 3 plus 2 equals 5. The sum is 5. These are addendums that we're adding together. So I'm just going to stop there. The kids have the feature to change the different colors and do whatever they need to do. They can have an eraser and they can erase as they're going. But I'm going to click the stop button here, and then it's going to say, what do you want to do from here? They could continue on because it's paused right now. So if they needed to get their train of thought and record, they can do that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to click up here, and it's going to create my video for me. And then I'm going to click again. I can view it from here. I can touch right here, and I can say, okay, I want to put my name on my work. If I wanted to add more audio down here, I could. If I wanted to draw something else, I could on top. But up here, I'm just going to click my go button because I'm done. So it's preparing it, and then it's uploading it right into my class. So right now, I have a news feed. So as you can see on my iPad, I have something I need to do, which, by the way, you are students, so this is what you'll want to go and check out. But also, I can view my work. And you're not hearing it because my iPad doesn't have my sound turned on. But it'll record everything that you're doing. From here, you can like it or you can comment on it. And you can turn that feature on where I can go and I can see Amanda's videos that she's done. Or as a teacher, you can hide and the students will only see their videos and the announcements you push out as a teacher. Okay, so I'm going to stop this video here. And I'm going to take you back to the teacher side of things. So as a teacher, I'm going to go look at my view feed, and it's going to say I have one unapproved item. I'm going to take a look at what that unapproved item is. I'm going to watch it. So today I'm going to talk to you about, and then I have the opportunity to either approve it or say, no, you need to start again. So here's my video. We're not going to watch it again because you just watched me create it. So the students don't have to email you anything. It automatically populates in your newsfeed. So I'm going to approve that. And now that will be in all of your news feeds. So you can see that in the class journal. And so if Brenda logs in, Brenda's going to see that she has an assignment for me, her teacher, and she's going to see that I, as a student, have created a mastery video of the math vocabulary word sum. Now, I know it's not the quality that your students will do, but for time purposes, that's what I want to show you today. Now, all I want you to do today is to log in. I want you to take a look at this, and I want you to play as a student, and I want you to watch the video that Sam and I produced. I want you to play as a student, see if you can create your own video and upload it. I will approve them throughout the week. And then when we get together, we'll go over the teacher side of Seesaw. So that's it. I hope you've enjoyed our presentation. Make sure you watch this video and try to do this by next Monday, and then we'll get together on Tuesday and we'll go through everything together.